Okay, so today I will be speaking about why cats are the best and why they make the best pets. So my name is Victoria Timer, and like I said, I will be speaking about why I think cats are the best pets. Number one, many people think that dogs are man's best friend. They aren't, cats are. Number two, cats are better than dogs. And number three, if you agree with me, how do you find the right cat for you? So to get this started, let me introduce somebody special. This is Leslie. She is my kitty. She is 19 years old. I found her running across the side of my hometown on the busy main road, scooped her up as 6-week-old kittens, her and her sister, Spotless. My dad decided, or sorry, Spot. My dad got to name them. So we had Spot and Spotless. Spot had a spot in her chest and her belly. And then he chose Spotless, the most dad joke name of all, for Leslie. Leslie is short for Spotless. We've been together my entire life that I could absolutely remember, and she's just my great little girl. So enough about her. I could talk forever about my cat. Let's get on to why I think cats are so special. So they're man's best friend. And why are they man's best friend? Why do most people think that dogs are man's best friend? They're super easy to care for. All you have to do is basically leave out fresh food, fresh water, a litter box, and they can basically take it from there. Every once in a while, you'll need to brush a coat if it's like a long hair cat, but most of the time they're pretty self-sufficient. They can do it on their own. You have to earn their affection. They do take a little bit to warm up, but once you do, they basically become your best friend for life. They love to snuggle. She's sitting next to me right now. It's a great example of that. They want to be next to you. They want to be under your covers. They want to be on your lap. They want to be on your pillow while you sleep. They're little Velcro nuggets, and I love them. They live about 15 to 18 years long. Mine's 19, so she's getting up there in age. They are self-cleaning, and they will happily groom themselves for hours. I have watched this cat groom herself for 8 hours at a time. They are very, very quiet. So they don't bark like a dog, but they do meow. They've actually found that cats meow to humans as a signal to like trick them into giving them things. So every morning she greets me with a symphony of meows for her treats in the morning. According to a study published in the Veterinary Science Journal, cats' meow decibel is about 45, and compared to a dog's decibel, which is about 90. And then according to a study in 2022, they actually found that cat purring lowered your heart rate. So what they did is they put virtual goggles on people with headphones. They played purring wave sounds and played these two lovely photos, and it helped lower some participants' heart rates. So I don't just love cats. I love all animals, but I just think cats are the best. And why do I think cats are better than dogs? Number one, you have to grow a relationship with them. They take a little bit of time to warm up. They can be a little skittish at first, but once you give them some time to get comfortable with you, you spend a little time with them, you pet them a little bit, they want to be your best friend. I'm sure most people in this Silicon Valley area aren't aware of this, but Professor Lee, I'm sure you can probably attest to the fact that when it's -3 outside, you've got 6 inches of snow or 6 feet of snow, your dog is staring at you, just hoping you take it for a walk. It's whining. You go outside, you stand out there in the cold for 30 minutes to have your dog do absolutely nothing but smell every square inch around you. With a cat, that just doesn't happen. They have litter boxes. They are instinctively potty trained. They know where to go to relieve themselves. And nowadays they've got litter boxes that will do the litter for you. And it'll scoop it into a bag, and then it'll even give you a PDF of your cat's, output rate. They're super incredibly loyal. They want to be with their people. They want to snuggle. They want to be with you. They want to sleep next to you. They actually cost less in veterinary care, and they usually require less visits than dogs. So for example, cats usually need about 3 vaccines, like a rabies and a distemper, and then sometimes they need like a respiratory vaccine, whereas dogs need about 5 or 6 depending on the dog and where you live. I know in Southern California, they do recommend getting like a rattlesnake vaccine. So vaccines run usually, in my experience, from about $40 to $70. So, 2 minus 3 is, 5 minus 3 is 2. You're saving a little bit of money there. Rover.com did a study in 2022. Cats do significantly cost less than dogs. Cats run about $300 to about $1,500, whereas dogs are about $480 to $3,700 per year. They can have chronic medical conditions. Like my cat, for instance, she has kidney disease and she's got a heart murmur, but she's had those for most of her life, except for the kidney disease that started about 6 years ago. But her values have held stable for 6 years. That's just good to keeping her nutrition proper, keeping her her medication. She does have some medication that she takes. Everything can be managed by your vet. Talk to your vet, ask them questions, get involved with them. So let's say I've convinced you, you saw my cat, you saw this photo of my cat, and you said, you know what, Tori, I got to go get a cat. How do you find the perfect cat for you? So I recommend going to a shelter. There's nothing against going to a breeder. I have no judgment about that, but I just feel that adopting from a shelter is a really great option, especially here in California. The Best Friends Society did a study to show that California is second only to Texas in terms of being the highest kill shelter state. So a kill shelter is basically when an animal is found on the road, per se, they take the animal in. That animal has X amount of time until it is unfortunately euthanized because the shelters are overcrowding so much. They did, a Best Friends Society found that about 65% of cats that come into shelters get adopted out. So unfortunately, about 44% of cats are euthanized in the shelter. It's very, very sad. So I always recommend to adopt rather than go to a breeder. But if you want a breed specific to you, there are options to adopt those as well. All you have to do is Google your breed that you want and then the area that you're in. So when I was living in San Diego, I was thinking about getting a Siamese. So I just Googled Siamese San Diego, and the Southern California Siamese Rescue popped up. And they go to shelters, they find Siamese, they adopt them out, they foster them until they can find homes for them. So it's a really great option to, look for a breed specific. You can also go to petfinder.com and adoptapet.com. They will give you filter results. You can search by breed, gender, color, disability, anything like that. I would love to adopt a disabled pet because they don't usually find homes that easy. So I always want to help the ones that can't be helped very often. I'm just a bleeding heart that way. So yeah, petfinder.com and adoptapet.com are great. And let's say you find a pet, you think it's the cutest little kitten that you've ever seen, go meet it, get to know it, take some time, develop a little bit of a relationship. Don't be alarmed if it takes them about a week to get to know you and get used to you in their new home. It's just how life works. I know if I was taken from a shelter and put into a new home, I would need a little bit of time to adjust. So give them a little courtesy, give them a week to kind of get settled. And then once you do get settled into your routine, establish care with a veterinarian, make sure they're up to date on their vaccines, make sure that their teeth are good. Cats can get some teeth problems going on. My girl has no teeth because she did have some dental issues in her past, so they took them all. But yeah, establish care with a veterinarian, find someone that you trust. If you're looking for a recommendation, I highly recommend ELC Veterinary Clinic in Sunnyvale. They are fantastic with my girl. And then please, 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 I cannot stress this enough, make sure you have your cat spayed or neutered. This will definitely help with overpopulation and help keep cats out of shelters that don't deserve to die. So I hope Leslie and I have inspired you to go find a beautiful furry new friend and have some fun with and establish a life together, and go snuggle a kitty for me.